Hello, 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 hello. I'm looking for a box. I'm not near my camera right now. Give me 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. I thought I had another box. Where did I put it? I put it over here? I think I put it over here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. There we go. There we go. Now I can push the button. Pull the lever, Kronk. Hello. Oh, there we go. There we go. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? Welcome to Tuesday. Friday. Welcome to Friday. It is Friday, my dudes. How is everyone doing? We have a fun stream ahead for us. We're gonna ease into it. I don't like diving into builds right as we get started, just because I want time for people to show up, come hang out, get everything going. We got a little bit of yapping to do before we dive right into it. The Venture XL still prints like poop, so we're gonna do a little question and problem solving, try and figure out what the heck's going on with it, because I swear this printer is cursed. I'm just calling it now. The Venture XL is cursed. We're calling it. Look, I just printed something, okay? I just printed a cube. This is after adjusting everything, okay? This is playing with all the settings, tweaking all the values, doing every tip, printing inner walls before outer walls before inner walls, changing infill patterns. I even have it set so it only moves in a clockwise direction. And guess what? Guess what? It still looked like Dookie. But let me grab my Ego box. I'm using so many test prints on this. I'm actually filling up an Ego box. This is what happens when I print a perfectly square thing with no details. Oh, look at that layer stacking. Perfect. Okay, well, what if we try a hollow cube? So let's just do a hollow cube. Oh, look. Perfect, right? Hey, you got some VFAs, but I don't care. Okay, perfect. Okay, it's gotta be the infill. Let's do a hollow cube, 3 walls, 15% infill, same settings as this. Exact same settings as this. Hollow cube, or cube with infill. Oh, look, it's perfect. The moment you add geometry to it, it goes to shit. I don't know. The fact that it's printing these means there's no binding in the Z. The fact that it's doing this means it's not like infill is causing it. But the moment you add geometry, I've tried with and without Z hopping. Does no difference. Is it long belts and the direction change? I don't know. Flow rate not consistent? I don't know. Like, I just don't know. Is there a setting where you can like adjust, make it, like it's got to adjust flow rate somehow. Slicer resolution. You know what's funny? I've tried the cube in Prusa Slicer and Orca Slicer. Same thing. Same thing. The prints came out pretty much the same. The one on Prusa Slicer looked a little bit better because it was much slower. We're talking in 2 hours versus an hour and 20 minutes. And guess what? Even printing at 50% speed, it still looks like Dookie. So, yeah, I've tried 50%. As you go slower, it does look a little bit better, but the issue is still there. It's just not as pronounced. But also, I don't want to be printing at 15 millimeters cubed a second on a massive printer like this. That's the problem. The XLs are all stock Voron XLs. And even at 15% or 50% speed, yeah, something's wrong with the gantry. I don't know, but I almost took the gantry off. I went and loosened everything, re-squared everything up. There is no binding. I can move the tool head around freely by hand. I'm not feeling anything. The belts aren't skipping anywhere. It's like really weird. Like, it's just really, really weird. So it's just really weird, and it's on all directions. It's all in all directions. When you print on all the different, one bed versus all the beds, What if the accels were set the same as the perimeter speed? I mean, springiness in the mount, yes, there is springiness in the bed mount, but that would not, then if there's springiness in the bed mount, okay, then how come it can print these two cubes with the exact same setting, exact same settings, literally, like printed one after the other? This one comes out perfect, this one doesn't. So if it was a springiness in the bed, you would be seeing issues here, or if there was issues in the Z, you'd be seeing issues here, because this is still 15, this is the exact same settings, 15% infill and everything. But this, it just layer stacking all over the place. Change in direction though? Maybe. Change steppers as last resort helped. The only other thing I could think of is maybe going from smooth bearings to tooth idlers on the XY. There's only 2 of them. I don't think that would make that big of a difference, but that's like literally the last thing I can think of is maybe swapping out those idlers. I've tried different filament, and the thing is, I'm doing everything on the same filament to keep it consistent, and the fact that it prints the cube perfect versus, and also I have tried different versions of the Voron cube to see if it was, you know, maybe it's because the Voron cube built into Orca is a step file, so I downloaded the STL, and guess what? Same thing. So it's not that. Get some LDO motors. I think I would need custom LDO motors. Because the shaft is extra long on this. The shaft is long on this. So yeah, infill speed, I've tried everything at half speed and it doesn't do anything. It makes it look a little bit better, but the issues are still there. So yeah. Yeah, it'd be little to no effect, yeah. Overcooking filament, I doubt it. I doubt it, because like, it's just really weird. It's just really weird. Did you try print the tube on the other printer with the same filament? It's Prusament. It's fresh off the boat Prusament. And guess what? I've gone through 3 spools of Prusament testing this, and it's been consistent across all the spools of filament. So it's not the filament. It's something. And I don't know why. So. Voron cube without retractions. Well, we did try, there was one setting that somebody recommended, which did get rid of one issue, but it didn't fix the layer stacking issue. So, but yeah, anyways, I'll let you guys mull over that, chat about it in the Discord, in the live stream chat, because we have a printer to build today. We have, thanks to LDO Motors, I want to give a huge shout out to LDO Motors. They are, I'm going to start terming it this way. They are materially sponsoring this stream. They have provided me hardware for this build stream. They are not financially sponsoring this build stream, but they are materially sponsoring this build stream because they have provided this, the LDO Delta Flyer kit. If you don't know what the Delta Flyer is, it's from Star Trek. I learned that out last stream. But the Delta Flyer is a Rolohan kit. If you don't know who Rolohan is, same chap who did the Rook, okay? So it is a little wee Delta kit. It's a 3D printer, it is a Delta, it is a kit, we can build it. And I needed something to also test the Prusa Core 1L. So all the parts here are printed in Prusament, either ABS for the black or PETG for the orange, because I didn't have orange PETG and I wanted to do orange and black. And everything was printed on the Core 1L except for these 2 parts. Because I printed these on a regular Core 1 and ABS ASA, or ASA CF, because I already had it loaded and I was being lazy. So. Oh, Jason's here? Hey, Jason! I might need some motors from you, because the FiSec motors for the XY on this machine are dookie. So I might need some motors for you, from you. Yeah. Together, we will fix this machine if I have to reach out to Big Tree Tech, LDO, and every other 3D printing company that isn't FiSec to replace everything FiSec on this machine to get it working. Because I need the big printer printing. I need the big printer printing. It is delaying videos, and it is delaying projects, and it's getting annoying. So Some of the specs. Somebody, I gotta look them up. They're basically like the biggest NEMA 17s you got with long shafts. It's got to be like whatever the... Yeah, I want to know how Modbot is doing with his, because I don't know if Modbot is still running the stock hot end or if he upgraded to a high flow hot end and what his prints are looking at and what speeds and feeds. Let me look up this motor here. Search Google. Okay, that's a long shaft, but I want a bigger motor. These ones are really long. Like if you can see it there, look in the left there below me right here, right here. That motor is like long. It's a long NEMA 17, so we got as much torque as possible on a NEMA 17 form factor with a long shaft. So, okay. So anyways, let's step back a bit because this is what we're focusing on. We'll faff around with this tomorrow maybe. Have I tried to shoot with a 0.4? No, but I was gonna try swapping out to a 0.6, a different 0.6 to rule out nozzle, but we'll see. So anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the Delta Flyer. So we're gonna be building the Delta Flyer. It's like the Rook, only it's a Delta. It's not a large printer. It's I think it's 110 millimeter bed by 110 tall. So it's a Delta, so it's a cylinder that curves in at the top because Delta. LDO has provided us the parts kit. I have provided the printed parts myself. I printed them myself. And then every stream, we do giveaways. So we do have the normal spool of polymaker filament that we are giving away this stream and every stream. Links for that in the video description below. Polymaker still has their Black Friday sale on right now. So if you do want to stock up on polymaker filament right now, click the link in the description. It is an affiliate link. They are up to 45% off right now. But also we have this to give away thanks to Jason in LDO Motors. So just move this camera over here, zoom down. So we have this. We are giving away one of these every stream that we do this build series. This is the LDO LCP 324D5. That name is almost exciting as a Asus monitor. But anyways, this is really cool because this is a 300 watt power supply. It does 275 watts of 24 volt, okay? And also 25 watts of 5 volt. So it's, I think it's is it a gallium? I think it's a gallium, or whatever it's called. This is dense. This is a dense power supply. No active cooling on it too, which is nice. So if you're looking for something for a build where you want to power a bunch of 5 volt lights or the Raspberry Pi or just, 24 volts and then have the 5 volts for whatever, you only need the one power supply. This would work on a Voron. A Voron 2.4, all the Vorons basically, this would work perfectly because you only need 24 volts for the motors and the hot end. The bed is mains, so you don't got to worry about that. And then you have 5 volt to do whatever you want. So yeah, it's a GAN power supply. So if you're looking for a fun little compact power supply for a project printer build, doesn't have to be a printer. LDO has these now, they are available. I'm assuming most of the LDO resellers carry them, but we are gonna be giving one of these away every stream as part of this build series. So if you want to enter for one of these as well, there is a link in the video description. So we're doing 2 separate giveaways today. Make sure you enter both forms. Both, as far as I'm aware, are worldwide. So the Polymaker is anywhere Polymaker ships, and Jason told me this one's worldwide as well. So there you go. How much does it cost? I don't know, but it is like made for LDO. It's not like a Meanwell. This is LDO. What is the model number? Here you go. LCP 300-24D5. Compact power supply. Dual output, highly compact GAN technology with PFC with efficient, 91% efficient. That's pretty good. Overload, overvoltage, and temperature protection. Nice. It's a nice little compact package. It's actually pretty cool. And I do like how compared to like the Meanwell makes a very compact power supply as well, but they only have one in, one out. Or they have only in, like they only have one screw terminal for your mains. So it means if you're also having to branch off mains to do a heated bed, you have to use like, whatchamacallit. So you have to use like basically a, something like a Molex connector or like Legos. You have to use some sort of distribution thing, or unless you want to stack your spade terminals on top of each other. With this having two, it's actually kind of nice because you can go live in and then live out for your bed, and then same with ground. Ground in from the plug and then ground out to your bed. So it's kind of nice that it has two. So there you go. So we're giving away that at the end of stream as well. How about that Blue Origin launch? We streamed it yesterday on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch, Nero3D on Twitch. We do kind of the random stuff. It went really good. That was a perfect launch. Like everything was perfect on it except for like the delays and the scrub. They lived up to the Blue Ball Origin name for a bit, but then they pulled through at the end. So I need to find where all the instructions are to build this, because somebody sent me a link and I got to find where it is in my DMs. So I have all the printed parts here. We have all the printed parts. We have the parts kit here to build the printer. I still have some Haribos that I will be munching on because num num num. There's no 48 volt. Yeah. One of the reasons I don't do a lot of 48 volt builds is simply the fact that it's annoying having to get full separate power supplies. The problem is from my understanding, dropping 48 volt down is a lot messier than dropping 24 volt down. I've spoken to Big Tree Tech about this. I'm like, can you guys make like an octopus or a Kraken board where you can just feed it 48 volts and that's all you need, and then it handles everything else? And they're like, the MOSFETs and the electronics you need to drop like 48 volts down to like 3 volts for the logic for the stuff, and then also have 24 volts deliverable for the hot end, because most hot ends are 24 volts, and then the fans. It gets messy and it doesn't work that well. So that's why you don't see boards where you have, oh, just give it 24 or give it 48 volts and it handles it. Kind of like now we have boards that give it 24 volts and it could drop it down to 12 and 5. But making a board that you can give it 48 volts and then it drops it down to 24 volts, 12 volts, 5, and also 3 volts for MCU logic, it gets messy apparently. So, so what are we powering with the Delta with? Well, we'll go through the kit. I keep forgetting that's printing right now. Okay, so let's pull up the actual instruction. So if you want to get one of these kits, I don't have a link to it specifically below because it is an LDO product. LDO doesn't sell directly; they sell through resellers. I don't have any direct affiliate links with any of the LDO resellers. So whatever one you normally get your LDO, you could purchase this wherever LDO products are sold. So West 3D, Fabrico, whatever one floats your boat and is local to you, there you go. So quick start guide. Booyah. So where to buy, about the project, temporary build manual. So we're gonna need this. So there we go. Okay. So we have the kit here. So let's crack open the kit. So inside the kit, let me zoom out here. Am I zoomed out all the way? No, I'm not. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we got MISC, good old MISC, fasteners and extruder. We have the power cord, the good old C13 power cord, from which I have a million of these, so I will add it to the pile. A little bit of wrap. We have our hot end. The hot end on this is a Tringlebob TR6 hot end. So there we go. AC adapter. This plugs in with an AC adapter. We do not have an internal power supply. It plugs in with an AC adapter. So this is a AC adapter, 24 volt plug. There we go. Big Tree Tech DZ01. This is the first time I'm using this board, and this is the first time I've heard of this board. So that's going to be the electronics that's powering this. The motor kit. So these are our motors. Guess what? They're LDO motors. At least they better be. Yeah, they're LDO motors. Okay. We also have the build plate. It is a Delta, so the build plate is a circle because it's a Delta. You don't need to use a circle build plate on a Delta. I mean, technically you could use any shape, but square you're wasting. Frames and rails. And last but not least, panels, because this can be enclosed. I printed the parts in, some of the parts in PETG. So I'm not the most concerned because I don't think we're gonna be doing a lot of ABS printing on this. The panels on this are kind of like, keep fingers out. And for what I'm gonna be using this for, which is probably gonna be a printer that's just kind of like, it's gonna be a nice little compact printer. I used to use my Rook for it, but every now and then, like I'm visiting family members or whatever, and they want to talk about 3D printers, I bring a printer. So for the longest time, it was like a Mark III, and used the Rook before, but this will probably be that kind of printer. Also, the panels keep fingers and cats and whatnot out, so that's always good. Roll-on's in chat here, so I wish I could VIP people in YouTube chat. So, but anyways, Roll-on's in chat here. So this is good. So if I run into a problem, I know who to bug, but we're not going to run into any problems here, right? Okay. So to be fair, I still have one plate of stuff printing. It is panel parts, so I don't think I really need them, but there is the chance that we might have to wait. It's at 60%. Okay. So let me just double check everything here. Oh, Andrew Rogers, I missed it. $10 for the Friday fun and pulling and box finding fun. I found the box. We found stuff. No positron. The positron's fun. I do have the positron set up, or it's in the box ready to go. It's just, it's fragile. My mom has a Bernedoodle, and it's very energetic. So. Damien gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciate it. So let's dive into this. We'll do the little, oh, I forgot my lttstore.com screwdriver. 1 second, it's downstairs. While I'm doing this, I guess I'll do my little spiel. Where'd I put that? Oh, they're putting the Christmas tree up. Okay, apparently they're putting the Christmas tree up right now. There we go. Oh God. I was gonna talk, but I didn't want the mic picking it up. There, my wife and the little guy are putting the Christmas tree up right now, and they got Christmas music playing. And I'm like, shit, I don't want to get Mariah Carey'd and get DMCA'd. So yeah, so we're gonna get started on this build. So shout out to LDO Motors for providing material sponsoring of this build string with providing the kit. The printed parts I source myself. And if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, like Damien was a minute ago, gifting memberships to others. Help support the channel, the content I create, everything. And if you're a channel member, you get to hang out when we do member streams, you get access to special channels on the Discord and early videos. So let's get to this. Yes, we are after Canadian Thanksgiving was like a month ago. It's like, it's either the first or the second Sunday in October. I can never remember which one, but it's early in the, it's in October. Okay. This is a draft version of the Delta Flyer build manual. It's not the final manual. In this document, I'm going to walk you through building the Delta Flyer. Please be aware that you need some experience building printers following these instructions. Oh, well, I'm screwed. Need that, soldering iron, a heat set press, epoxy, and CA glue. I think I have E6000. I do have a BlackBerry for some reason. Where's my super glue at? Is my super glue here or downstairs? I do have 2-part epoxy. Like, worst comes to worst, I can epoxy this bitch together. Because I do have cold weld 2-part epoxy. So if we need to epoxy stuff together, which I think we have to do for the shafts, I think we have to put the shafts together with epoxy, so we may have to actually epoxy some stuff. Yeah. So I've got glues and adhesives and whatnot. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Okay. I got an E6000 too, but I think, is this, it's a little dry. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. 2 and 3 millimeter hex screwdrivers. We got our screwdriver. PC with micro SD card reader. There we go. If you haven't already printed, you would need a general printing guide. It might help you. Okay, rod lengths are different. Important. This kit has been written from memory, so please let me know if I missed something. Okay, so prepare the arms and printed parts. Assembling the Delta arms and removing supports. Glue the arms together using M330 threaded rod between the joints and the 100 millimeter rods with the printed jig. Use 2 times M320 in the jig to align everything. Be extra careful when gluing these together. Do them one at a time on the printed jig for the best result. Okay, so we have our printed jig here. Fun fact, this was printed on the Venture XL. This is the first part. This is the first functional thing I've printed on the Venture XL. Oh wait, no, I did print the stuff downstairs for the lights. But anyways, because it said PLA only, and this was loaded with PETG and ABS. So I'm like, okay, well, the only printer I have loaded with PLA right now that's on is the Venture XL. So we went with that. I gotta turn my lights on. There we go. E6000 a bit flexible. Well, let's see here. So we need to put this together. So let's find the stuff for this then. Frame and linear rails box, maybe? Oh, here we go. So we got a bunch of carbon fiber tubes. We also got our rails and extrusions in here. Okay, there are 2 different sets of carbon rods. 100 millimeter long is for the joints that are included. 105 is making arms using the optional MP jets. I'm assuming I'm using the 100 millimeter rods then. I don't think I'm using the MP jets because I don't know what the MP jets are. So yeah. Fasteners and extruders. So I need to find the little what box? Okay, this is electronics. Is this all electric? I need to find the, here they are. Oh, these are jets, MP jets. Okay, maybe I am using the 105s. Maybe I am using the 105s. Rolahan, you're here. I guess I'm using the MP jets because these look like they're jet joints and they're mass produced. And we also need M330 threaded rod. They're in here. Do my chat freeze? Oh, here, let me put live chat up. Live chat. Yeah. M330 threaded rods. There we go. And then we also need M320s. So let's go through these sacrificial. Okay. So, did chat freeze or just everyone got quiet? So I think I'm using the 105s because it says if you're using the optional MP jets, and these are, these look like them. These look like MP jets, so. Seems live to me. Okay, test. Okay, we're live. Wow, that's just a really big delay. Oh, we got the latency good. I don't know. I'm engrossed by the content. Well, I just want Rolahan here to make sure I'm using the right things. Reel up and LDO arms. MP jets would be optional. Okay, so I'm not using the 105s then. So I'm just using the 100s then. Okay, that makes sense. There are real MP jets and LD. Okay, so I'm using the 100s. These are nice and light. Okay, so I'm assuming how this works. Do I have enough of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no, that makes sense. 6 of them, right? Yeah, 6. Are longer and won't fit the wrong rod. Okay. So let's see. So these screw into here. Do they screw in or? Well, these tubes are hollow, so. Wow, these really don't want to screw in. Is there a trick or something I'm missing here? Also, I am going to look for my super glue. I think it's downstairs. Joints aren't threaded, the rod will cut its own. Okay. And since it's only being threaded in one side, the other side is just it just sits in there. I can just grab it with something because there's no risk of pinching. Okay. Yeah, let me grab some super glue. Let me run downstairs and get my super glue. Let me grab my super glue. I think it's downstairs. Should be downstairs. I gotta talk so I don't pick up the Christmas music. Because I don't want to get DMCA'd. Super glue. Super glue. Super glue. Super glue. Super glue. Where's my super glue at? Maybe I don't have super glue down here. I thought I did. Okay, so I don't have super glue down here. Okay, I guess we're going to be using epoxy then. Epoxy it is, which sucks because I should have printed more of those guys then. Yeah, dang it. Okay, I don't have super glue down here. Could have sworn I had super glue, and I don't know where I put it. So I used it on the Gundam, but then I think I brought it up here. And I put it somewhere. I have Loctite. I have tons of Loctite. Yeah, okay. Well, 2-part epoxy it is. Yeah. Yeah, 2-part epoxy it is. Okay. I mean, I do have Ultra Bond general purpose adhesive. We'll use that. We'll use the Ultra Bond. Got Gorilla Glue behind me. Oh, I got Gorilla Glue. Use Gorilla Glue. That'll work. Need 12? Well, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I need a lot more of these threaded rods. Why do I only have 3 threaded rods? Or 6? I should have like 12 threaded rods, right? I only have 6. Yeah, I should have 12 threaded rods. The kit only has 6. Unless they're in a different bag. LDO Motors 25 super glue was sensitive to the ship. That's why we didn't put in there. Oh, you don't have, it doesn't come with super glue? Oh, okay. Yeah, usually LDO is pretty good including like anything you need. Okay, yeah, I only have, oh, we got more. Okay, we got more here. So there's 6 in one bag and 6 in the other. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't know where my super glue is, and this is bugging me now. I want to use it. Okay. So, let's cut some threads in here. Hi from Germany. Guten Abend. Okay, one. What's the time to dry on this? Like 5 minutes. Oh, Gorilla Glue, I don't know. Oop. Helps if I go the right way around. I'm from Finland near the Arctic Circle. How cold is it up there? We got some snow the other week, or earlier this week. But we don't have that much snow. Okay, trying to hold this is annoying. We're just gonna raw dog it by hand. There we go. Getting hand cramps putting this together. So I'm in no rush for this build series. It will probably be once or twice a week until it's done. Simple as that. It's usually how we do builds around here. Should probably put the cap back on this. Oh yeah, I'm getting hand cramps already. Wait. Figure out a better easy. There we go. When stealth changer? I want to get to it. I was going to do stealth changer as a November build series, but then this kit showed up and I want to build a Delta. So I am more excited for a Delta build than a tool changer build because I don't really do a lot of multicolor printing and I already have a tool changer. So this just kind of worked out to be the more exciting build for me, so we're going with it. Yeah, the stealth changer is a bit of a rabbit hole, as you said. Like, the fact that there's no, like, clear guide, you kind of have to, like, pull information from multiple places, is kind of like, okay, let's do the easy thing first. Let's get this easy thing out of the way. Started tearing itself apart. Well, at least you don't have the freaking Venture XL like I have that just won't print good at all. And I've been trying to figure out why. And I've been stuck dealing with it for weeks. And it's, you know, delayed videos and content and stuff that I want to do. Putting the ones that I just did by hand in a little bit better with this setup. Lisa, you're tearing me apart. And maybe it'll be called Lisa. That's right. There we go. All right, so now we got the next batch here. Does anyone have an LDO Centauri carbon? A lot of people aren't happy right now with LDO and the Centauri carbon, so you might be able to pick one up cheap, apparently. Something about I didn't realize that when they sold the original Centauri carbon, they promised that it would be multi-material compatible. I never really looked into it. And I guess a lot of people bought it hoping. And I'm like, why is this so hard? You need a USB port. It's running like a bastardized version of Clipper, isn't it? You just need a USB port. As long as it has a filament cutter. Okay, what the heck? Thomas Cancino 698 just gifted 50 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. Awesome sauce. Thank you. Much appreciated. This is not the most exciting content to be doing that for, but cheers. MCU isn't powerful enough. Ugh, that sucks. So, cheers, Tom. Yeah, I remember I talked to them at in March when I was in China at Rapid TCT China, or whatever it was called, the event. They're like, yeah, it's our own firmware. And I'm like, is it Clipper? They're like, no, we made our own. I'm like, okay. Bamboo made their own, so it's not out of the realm of possibility for them to make their own firmware. Bamboo made their own. Motion system planning isn't exactly, you know, it's PID loops and, you know, motion system planning. There's nothing secret sauce about it. So Clipper-ish, yeah. But I mean, like, even if it is just Clipper-ish, you just need a USB port to talk to an additional MCU and a filament cutter. So they're coming out with the carbon too. Yeah, but the thing is now, you've two companies this week between FlashForge pissing off the entire 3DP 2A community, and everyone who doesn't like companies spying on them, and Elegoo. It's like two companies just bad PR this week. Thomas, member for 47 months, rode the 2 years of Nero's channel. Cheers. 2-year member, cheers. Appreciate it, Thomas. Best way to support the channel, content I create, and the things I do is to be a channel member or be a total baller like Thomas here in gifting community memberships. Because then that way other people get to hang out when we do cool member stuff. So you get behind the scenes stuff like what we're faffing around with on building the 1970s Steam Deck. I gotta start designing a case for it. Battery came in for it today, so I gotta test that after the stream. It's charging right now. Isn't powerful enough? Aren't they using a version of the 3D Chameleon for multicolor? I don't know. What I'm with FlashForge. So FlashForge, they posted a tweet yesterday. I don't know if they did it on their other social medias, but like Twitter's like the only one I use for business. I don't have Instagram or anything like that. But they posted a thing basically saying like they do not approve. Like, let me just pull it up here. Just pull it up here. Because they ended up deleting it. But I think because I quoted it, it's still up there. Yeah, they took it down. And they took it down. But basically they said, like, you know, we prohibit the use of our printers to print firearm components, and we'll report you to the authorities, and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, yeah, they said today, they took down the post. Like, they posted, like, 3D print general, 3D print general. I think he has a picture of it. Yeah, this is what they posted. Does not support or condone the 3D printing of firearms or weapons components subject to the FlashForge user agreement. FlashForge prohibits using our products and services to create firearms or weapons component. Violation may lead to account termination and referral to authorities. But then they come out and say something that's basically like, oh no, we're not watching what you're doing, and you're free to do whatever we want. We just don't support it. And it's like, well, you just said one thing, and now you're saying the other. And I'm a firm believer 3D printers are tools. You should be allowed to do whatever you're legally allowed to do with your tool that you want. If you live in the United States and you're in one of the states where manufacture of firearms for personal use is legal in your state and in your country, there should be no reason a 3D printer company can say what you use your tool for, okay? I live in Canada, so it's illegal for me to do 3D printing firearms stuff. It's illegal. And I guess what? I'm gonna follow my local laws because I don't want to go to jail for federal crime. But if you live in a location where it is perfectly within your legal rights to do something, you're legally allowed to do something. You should not have to listen to the company if they want to say, like, you know, you're not allowed to use it to print stuff, right? Because, you know, it's one step away from Toyota going, hey, we don't allow, we're gonna, you know, put a lawsuit out there and we're gonna sue anyone printing, you know, aftermarket components for their car, right? Was it Toyota or Honda who did a bunch of DMCA claims on Thingiverse a while back, right? Like, it's a slippery slope. It's one of those slippery slope things that it's like either everything's okay within legal limits or nothing's okay. And I'm a firm believer that, like, if you are legally allowed to do something, the tool manufacturer has no right to tell you. Okay, I think it was Honda. Yeah, like, yeah, cosplay. Like, that's the thing. It's a slippery slope. Also, how the heck are they going to know what you're printing with? Like, what you're printing? No, Cyril makes it illegal anywhere in the States. So, no, it doesn't. Okay, Jeremy Webb. In the United States, according to federal law, you are legally allowed to manufacture firearms for personal use. So that's what the ghost gun is. So if you live in, like, now some states have laws against it, but if you live in, you know, Texas, you are legally allowed to 3D print a lower receiver for an AR-15, buy the non-firearm components like the upper receiver, barrel, trigger group, and all that, because only the lower receiver is considered the gun. And you're allowed to build an AR-15 with a 3D printed lower receiver, not have to register anything, because in the US you don't have to register firearms anyways. The only thing is you're not allowed to sell it or give it away. It has to be for personal use. So as long, you just can't, it's only you are allowed to own it. Now you can let your buddy shoot it, but you can't give it to your buddy, kind of thing, okay? So it's legal. Okay? It's perfectly legal. Yeah, you would need to, if you wanted to sell them or whatever, then you got to serialize them, and then it's a whole, then you basically need to be a firearms manufacturer, right? Well, yeah, because once it's a legal firearm, you can't make it you can't go back. Once something's like registered and whatnot, you can't go back. It's, you know, it is what it is. Like, years ago, I built an AR-15, right? I live in Canada. We were allowed to have AR-15s for a bit there. And I built one, and I built it from, you know, parts. I ordered a lower receiver, and when I finally built it, I had to call the RCMP and register it as a fully assembled AR-15 with a 18-inch barrel, and I had to register it all, because at that point, it's a legal firearm. So when I registered it originally, it was an unbuilt receiver. So I have, like, my little paperwork for unbuilt receiver, and now I also have the paperwork for a fully built AR. It is what it is. Follow your local laws, folks. It's not that hard. Okay, so now we have this. So now we have to glue our tubes together. And this is probably, unfortunately, gonna take a while. So what I think I'm gonna do is do this as we do other stuff. So let me get a little thing set up here. Put my gamer subs over here. Put this over here. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to put one together, put it aside. We'll work on something, I'll come back, put one together, put it aside, because I don't think we're gonna be needing these for a bit. Yeah, so we won't actually be needing these for a bit, and I don't think you guys want to be watching me watch glue dry. So, as fun as that would be, we're not going to do that. Let me clean out my gloop here. Where is my drill? Oh shoot, is my drill inside? Did I bring it inside? Drill's inside. Is it on? Oh, it's over here. Sweet. Okay. There we go. Ah. Okay, there we go. Okay, so how this works, it looks like we have spacer down. So if you look at these, they pivot, but they have like a little flange on one side. So flange down. And we put the tube in the middle. So tube, tube, flange down. And we put the screws in. And the screws ensure everything lines up, I'm assuming. And everything is spaced correctly. Okay, so hopefully this is still good. Oh, we're good. We're good. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to get caught with an unregistered NFA item. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you're legally allowed to manufacture firearms as long as you're like legally allowed to own the firearms, right? So you can build like an AR, but it still has to have, like, it can't be full auto. It has to have, you know, a 16-inch barrel in the US. Like, you're basically only allowed to manufacture stuff you can normally legally acquire. So you don't need a lot of glue for this. Also, I broke my rule. I have broken my rule. I have one rule and I broke it. I have started watching a TV show as it airs. I haven't done this since Game of Thrones. Ever Game of Thrones has burned me so badly that I refuse to watch TV shows as they air. I wait until the show ends, and if it ends good, then I will watch it, or at least wait for the season to end. And if it's good, I will watch it. But I started watching Pluribus. It is so good. I started watching Pluribus and it is so good. There we go. So now we let this dry. So just remind me like every 20 minutes to do one of these. Simple as that. Level. Okay, that's a little. Okay, so there's that one. So let's put all these aside because we're gonna have to do these one at a time. Watch your jets, watch your jets. So I got a feeling today's part of the build is gonna be a lot of prep work. We're being Batman today. We are just doing prep work today, I think. Because I think the next thing is, okay, so now we have to remove all the parts. Okay, so we got to go through these and remove all the support parts. Rotate the arms to one side. What do you mean rotate them to one side? Oh, I see, so that they're level, right? Yeah. Yeah, so you do this, right? You tilt them to one side. So tilt them both to the same side, so that way they are they're squared up. That's your square point. Instead of trying to like make them manually level, you just tilt them to one side, and then they're good. Okay. Bullpups are fun except for your hearing. Bullpups are good until you realize the ergonomics suck. I've fired bullpups. I'm not a fan of bullpups. I don't like the fact that you can't this being your workshop, it's not as good as this being your workshop. I should probably have a cutting mat here. Do I have a cutting mat? Of course my cutting mat's on the floor. Ugh. I don't want to stab my nice bench. And I don't have a little cutting mat. Let me go get my cutting mat downstairs. One second. Yap and talk. Talk and yap. Where's my little cutting mat? Oh, you're charged. Okay, you're charged. That's good. Okay. Rented a Devore at a range once. It was great. Yeah, they're fun. There are advantages to it. I don't like the manual of arms. If that's that is the proper term. The manual of arms. That does not want to come out. Okay. Yep, that one's good. Okay, that one's good. Oh, this is going to be the support parts on here are very very tight. I mean, that's good, I guess. But these are built-in supports. Jeez. Should I start a poll to see if I'm gonna stab myself? Yeah, they're maybe a little bit too supportive as, yeah. I don't know where that went. What did I miss? We are doing a bunch of prep work. You could probably roll on. Oh, there we go. You can probably offset. Yeah, because you can see the support, you know, it bulged out a little bit on the wall and it merged. That's why. You could probably have a bigger XY offset. The Z is probably okay. The Z offset is pretty okay, but you could probably bump out that XY offset a little bit. Also, Rolahan, since you're here, hopefully you're still here. I printed everything in ABS or PETG. Is there a specific filament that these are designed with in mind? Because these are all ABS and the orange is all PETG. Why? Because I wanted the colors. I am not giving away all my printers. I need them. See, I don't want to F up those parts. That's the problem. Oh, wow. That. Okay. So the first layer was a little mushed on this one. Don't stab myself. Yeah. Yeah, the XY could use a little bit of, you could put a little bit more clearance. A little bit more clearance. I think there'd be possible after the settings for the built-in supports and slice. Well, these aren't slicer supports. These are built-in supports. So these supports are built into the model. So there's really nothing you can do to make them, you know, it is what it is. Like, it's not too bad. Like, I'm all done removing the supports there, but it is something you got to be aware of. With Elegoo canceling AMS without saying it's been canceled, do you think the Chameleon 3D system would work? It should. The Chameleon system works on, as far as I'm aware, Bill has pretty much stopped development on it. Like, I think he's open sourced it. Like, he's like, he's done with it. He's moved on to something else. As far as I'm aware, there is nothing stopping the Chameleon system from working on it. The Chameleon multi-material system is very printer agnostic because it just uses G-code. It's its own separate thing that relies on just buttons. So you don't have to worry about, you can just do whatever you want kind of thing. Like, you can mount it on any printer as long as you have the room. Oh, okay. Carriage gray piece. Okay, so I gotta take some support out of the carriage gray piece. Where is the gray piece? Is this? Oh, what's that? Wait, is that support? Was I supposed to break this little knob off? It broke real easy. Yeah, my carriages don't look like this. Oh, no, they do. Okay. So mine have this little hook on the top, and this doesn't have a hook on the top. But that gray piece does come off, because if this was meant to be structural, it wouldn't break that easy. Okay. Oh, this is gonna look so good in orange and black. It doesn't have a filament sensor in the tool head. Ooh, that's disappointing. That's gonna be a problem. You can add that though. You can add that. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. We'll figure out if this is an object thing, because it prints the cube clean, but it prints the test cube, the Voron cube, dirty. So by doing this, if this prints clean, we know it's an issue with slicer settings. Because if it's shifting around, if the tool head's shifting around, this should be all effed up too. But if this prints clean and this prints all, you know, poopy, like it's been doing, then this should tell us it's not motion system related, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? That makes sense, right? That makes sense, right? That makes sense, right? Yeah. So this should be this should allow us to, you know, if it's a slicer setting or if it's a printer setting. Okay. I did try Prusa Slicer with the consistent surface setting enabled, and it didn't make any sense. It didn't do any change. Let's do science. Okay, we're doing science. Did I clean the bed off that printer? I did. Okay, we're good. I will say the machine is very reliable. Like in terms of the machine has had no issues actually finishing prints. They just print like dookie. So that direction changes? Nope. Wall generator, or here we go, right here. Clockwise. Wall loops are clockwise. I locked them to clockwise so it doesn't do auto. Also, somebody recommended try outer and inner. It doesn't change anything. So. Okay. Okay, back to this. Okay, install heat sets. So heat sets, we need to put a bunch of heat sets in this. Okay. So we're gonna be putting a bunch of heat sets in this. So let's get my heat set iron here. Let's get my heat sets out. Heat set iron. Get my big iron out. There we go. Turn this on. We probably don't need this at 350 anymore because I'm not heat setting into frickin' PPS anymore. So 285. Cura. Well, the cube with infill printed beautifully too. It's just, you may need a wipe tower to fix. Honestly, I just need to add a stupid wipe tower. That would be dumb, because if I'm printing a frickin' print this big, having a wipe tower that big is gonna be annoying. You think the additional geometry? That's what I thought too. But the fact that like doing infill has a bunch of geometry changes, but the walls still come out fine. Also, in that case, if it was geometry things, you would think, you know, up at the top here, once you get above the geometry, it would print clean, and we're still having the defects. Like, we're still having the defects once you get up too high. Like, even above and below geometry, we're still seeing defects. So. Okay, heat set time. So let's put these over here. Wow. Let's not do that so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah. I need a shelf. There we go. Okay. I love the smell of burning plastic. Okay. So what do we need heat sets? We need a bunch of heat sets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, I need a little itty bitty container to put these in. This is gonna be a bit annoying because some of these are on angles, but that's what it is. Clean off this plastic. There we go. So what do you want to yap about while I spend the next 20 minutes putting in heat sets? And then I think these ones go in there. Okay, so don't know if it matters if they come in from the top or the bottom, so we'll come in from the bottom. That'll do. If somebody were to make a automatic feeder for heat sets, so you can just like, you know how you have those pneumatic nail guns where you feed the nails in with a strip? Someone needs to make one of those for heat sets. Someone needs to make that for heat sets. Go. One. Ah, ah, ah. Could one of the pulleys be out around on the XL? If it was a pulley issue, you would think it would show up in the regular prints. And if it was like a motor issue or skipping steps, it wouldn't self-correct because everything still comes out geometrically accurate. It's just all over the place now. Oh, this one only has one. Build a new arm. New arm for what? Oh, and I did test to see if it was the umbilical, because I had a bunch of people saying if the umbilical was causing the printer to like bounce around. So I put an indicator on the tool head and moved the umbilical around by hand. Basically, I sat there and went, moving the umbilical by hand more violently than it would under normal motion. And the tool head at the very bottom moved 1 thou. 1/1000th of an inch. So, the umbilical is not an issue. The umbilical is not an issue. I am totally setting that camera up so that way during the stream, for the remainder of the stream, if I want to know how the printer is doing, I can just do this and see my OBS and see like, oh, hey, print's going good. Yeah. I will not be limited by the technology of my time. The belts have too much stretch, like in the way. It could be. Like the next thing I'm going to try is actually loosen the belts a bunch and see if that helps. Yeah, the printing a plain cube with and without infill, it comes out beautifully. Printing a tall tower without infill prints beautifully. It's the moment you print an object with actual geometry and not just like a consistent cube, it goes to poop. So. Wonder if it's possible the belts have too much stretch, like in a way you can only notice when you got a lot more directional changes. Maybe. How's the build going? Prep. This build has a lot of prep work. So we're doing a bunch of heat sets. I'm gluing together rods. So there's a lot of prep with this build. Okay, so So that's that. And now we need top pieces. 1, 2, 3. Tried lightning infill. I've tried different infill patterns and it doesn't make much of an impact. I've got it set for like gyroid right now. And that between gyroid and grid, no different. No difference. So. Remember, we got 2 giveaways on the stream today. We have a spool of filament from Polymaker. We also have an LDO power supply. Their new 24 volt / 5 volt power supply. So we got 2 giveaways going on this stream. So make sure you scroll down to the description below, the video description, and enter. Because free stuff is always good. Oh, gotta put a bunch more in this. Yeah, the belts look great on ShakeTune. Like, that's the thing. ShakeTune says it's mechanically healthy, and the belts are like 99% in sync. So everybody now. Instead of a can. So the thing with it being a slicer issue, it is a stock Voron profile. All I did was made the printer bigger, but also this error followed me through, like this print quality deficiency also followed me to Prusa Slicer. Now, to be fair, Orca is based on Bamboo, which is based on Prusa Slicer, but this is like the newest version of Prusa Slicer, and it still has that issue. How's my rod doing here? Oh, these are gonna take a while to make because that glue is not set. Yeah, these are gonna take, how long does it take Gorilla Glue to set? Clamp together 1 to 2 hours. Okay, so I'm gonna be making rods over the next day or two. Just come out here, put one together, come back in an hour, repeat. So hopefully we don't need to do rods today. Although considering we only have an hour and 10 minutes left on the stream, and today has definitely been a prep work stream. Tuesday we'll have some fun. Because we're going to continue on this build Tuesday. Am I doing the MP jets or the kit joint? I am doing the, whatever the LDO kit came with, which are the MP, whatever the LDO kit comes with. So I was told to use the 100mm ones by Rolohan. I'm using these ones with the 100mm rods. So. The Voron profiles are all submitted by the Voron teams to the Slicer devs from the same. I know, I was part of that. Well, not directly part of it, but I did some of the testing for it back in the day. I'm just hoping it's like some stupid little setting. That it's like, oh, you just got to unclick this setting and it worked. Because there was one issue I was having where it was under extruding and it was like turn off, slow down for overhangs or something. And I turned that off and it fixed that issue. And I was like, heck yeah. Too bad it didn't fix the inconsistent wall issue. So, unfortunately, it is what it is. Using the Voron 2.4.6. Yep. Voron 2.4, 350 profile with the 0.6 nozzle, and all I did was just change the printer volume. I keep accidentally, these designs are cursed. Rolahan, you have designed the thing that makes you want to burn yourself by putting a heat set in and then moving it the part around to put in another heat set, and then you accidentally touch the heat set you just put in. I've done that so many times on these parts. You are an evil, evil person. That is devious. New Orca slicer setting, print better. Perhaps isolating kinematic versus extrusion issues. That's what we're doing right now. I am printing 2 cubes side by side. One cube is just a plain 60 centimeter cube, or 60 millimeter cube. No details, just a pure cube. And next to it is the Voron cube. So if they both print beautifully, if one prints good, one prints bad, it's slicer settings. If they both have the same inconsistent walls, that means something is mechanically causing things to shift. Because I don't think it would be like all shifty on one printer or on one cube and then fine on the other cube if it was mechanical, because then it would cause like everything to shift, right? Okay, so that's that. Okay, so the next part is the upper parts. Look at all that purple. Look at all those heat sets. I should have just called this stream heat sets. What are we doing today? Heat sets. What else are we doing? Heat sets and gluing stuff. Although I give them credit for telling people to install all the heat sets first. Installing all the heat sets first, get them done, get them out of the way, is actually a really clever, smart way to do it, in my opinion. And this is one of those things where having a proper heat set iron, like a stand, actually does come in. You don't really need a heat set press unless you do this a lot. But the moment you do it a lot, it's nice to have. Have you tried the new Polymaker PETG formula? I don't think I have. I have some of their refills, but I think it was all PLA they sent me. I don't think they sent me the PETG. I still have a ton of PETG. I can get it from Polymaker if I wanted it, but it's like, I'm not going to order filament if I have no use for it. Like, I'll order it to try it the moment I have something to try with it, kind of thing. If that makes sense. Okay, let's see. Like, I'm not going to just order filament just to have it collect dust. That would be a bit wasteful. So I have a bunch of Polymaker PETG, but it's all stuff I've ordered for the Astromech build, which is on hold until I can get the Venture XL working. Because, yeah. Don't listen to them. Yeah. Now, Iconic Fab, what sort of incentive would you have to tell people they need a heat set pressed? What kind of, you know, what kind of incentive? Why are you incentivized to say that? Actually, I should probably put, that's a Z part. That's a lower part, I think. Yeah, Nemesis, it's one of those things that I just have it sitting over there, and when I need it, I grab it, and it's nice to have. So. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm doing when I'm doing this, I'm just making sure that the plastic that kind of splooged up pushes back down so it's flat. Because this is a mounting surface, so you don't want to have it like a little, you don't want a boss. So. Should I not put one in there? Okay, this part has a little scallop there, and I see one there, and I see one there. But I don't have it on the part. See what I'm saying? I see a heat set here and here. Oh, this is on the back. Okay, that's on the back. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's this one. We're seeing through the part. The dimensionality of it is throwing me off a little bit. The fact that I'm seeing through stuff. So. How do you put the iron straight? Honestly, I just kind of have it float a little bit. I just have it kind of float a little bit, so it just kind of finds its own home. Okay, now for these ones, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 heat sets in each one of these. Okay. Fun times. Waiting for the next stream. We should do a bet. We should do a bet. How many heat sets did I miss? I'll be honest, I think I didn't miss any yet. Always be careful. Every time you go to put a heat set in and you're trying to line it up and it falls, be careful grabbing it, because you'd be surprised how quickly these heat up. You would be surprised how quickly these heat up. And the last thing you want to do is be lining up a heat set, it falls, and then you grab it and you burn yourself. But yeah, I decided to give Vince Gilligan a chance there, and I started watching Pluribus. I watched the first 2 episodes last week, and then I watched episode 3 last night, and I legit am hooked. I am legit hooked, and you know what? Damn you, Game of Thrones, because you have ruined shows for me because of how badly you ended. But watching a show and being along from the ride from the beginning, oh, I miss that. I miss when an episode ended and you'd go to the subreddit and start speculating. I miss that. I miss that. But now I'm worried. It's like I don't want to get burned again. But it is such a good premise. If you haven't watched Pluribus yet, go in blind. It is such a good premise. You need to talk you out of something. What do you need me to talk you out of, Canuck? What do you need me to talk you out of? You're my buddy. What do I need to talk you out of? So yeah, if you got Apple TV Plus or whatever it's called, or if you have additional sources of acquiring media, check it out. Because I need some people in my community to watch it so we can start. I think I have a theory. I think I have a theory that explains the hive mind. I think I have a theory, but I don't want to talk about it and spoil it. Because I don't know how many people here have watched it, so I don't want to like give out my theory and nobody's watched it yet, so I got nobody to talk to. I just got a 2.4 printing and got the serial only one print so far, and now I'm tempted to install a whole CNC kit. Okay, so here's the thing. You should probably print on the printer stock for a bit to see if you need a CNC kit. If the printer prints beautifully stock and you're having no issues, you don't need the CNC kit. Simple as that. But if you're like if you're realizing that you might have an issue, maybe start looking at the CNC kit. Reminder, the CNC kit, doesn't have the same forgiveness that printed parts have. Have I played Arc Raiders? No. I have not played Arc Raiders. I don't know if I want to. I played Helldivers 2 for a bit, and I know like it's the same kind of like extraction shooter, but this time there's also people you can shoot at sometimes. But it's meant to be like PvE, but with a bit of PvP. It's competitive PvE or whatever. But I've kind of stopped playing online games. Like a lot of the games I play now are just like single player games. I just finished playing Mass Effect again. And by playing Mass Effect, I mean like I consider Mass Effect one game. Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. It's one game. You can play through Mass Effect 1 and 2 if you know what you're doing in like 20, 30 hours. Both of them. You can go through those games quick if you know what you're doing. But I just finished that up. And this was actually the first time I played through the Legendary Edition with mods. Like I've played with a couple mods before, like the one that lets you recruit in Mass Effect 2 that lets you recruit everyone right from the beginning instead of having to wait like halfway through to recruit Legion. If you can recruit Legion at the beginning of Mass Effect 2 and he has lines for a bunch of stuff. It's just they changed it at the last minute so you couldn't, because the original Xbox 360 there wasn't enough room on the disc to have so they split it among 2 discs, so they had to artificially split the game at the last minute. So there's still a bunch of code there for having everyone together from the beginning. I mean, I have the CNC kit already, but it seems like a decent deal with 80 bucks. Maybe a mistake, who knows? Maybe you should save that CNC kit for your next Voron build. Don't look at that CNC kit as an upgrade for your current build. Look at it as the first part for your next build. But yeah, I played it with the a bunch of mods this time, a bunch of quality of life mods that made it a lot easier, like not having to do hacking or anything like that. but I finally did the Amadeus Happy Ending mod, and the one that moves the Citadel DLC to after the ending of the game. So the ending mod, the Amadeus Happy Ending mod for Mass Effect 3 works so dang good, because all it does is just change a few lines and modifies the cutscene a little bit, and it just makes and adds like one codex entry to explain it. And it just like, yeah, this makes a lot more sense than, you know, the red, green, blue ending. Like, it makes the ending make so much sense. It explains, you know, Shepard surviving. And then you do the Citadel DLC mod, and all that mod does is make it so you only do the Citadel DLC after you've finished the game, which you now survive. And it just edits a couple voice lines to just make it seem like it takes place after everything. And it's like, it works so good at making the ending of the game feel like proper and everything. So. Man, another good use for the Big Tree Tech spatula. It's cleaning off the little ring of plastic that oozes up. It's so good. This is such a handy, the Panda Edge is such a good 3D printer accessory. Like, no joke. Go buy one of these if you don't have one. It is so bloody useful. Not just for getting prints off the bed. Okay. Oh my God, look at this. Okay, so that is the mount. Okay, so I did print the carriage. I have two options. I printed everything in glass-filled AESA, and I also printed everything in PETG. So I'm thinking we go with the carriage and the fan duct in ASA, because that's ASA and that makes more sense. Okay. And then we have the actual hot end mount in PETG, because I don't think this is going to put a ton of heat out. Like, I think the hot end mount in PETG would still be fine, but have the effector and the fan duct. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. That looks good, right? We'll do that. Because I have the effector and the fan duct printed in PETG as well. And I also do have this. So if I do need to swap it, I can. But I do want some orange and black color here. So we'll do that. We'll do that. Okay. So 2 heat sets here. So we got to put a bunch of heat sets in here. How the hell do you put these heat sets in? How? With a screw. Yeah, that's gonna be annoying. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. Make it work. Doing the Prusa color theme. I am doing the Prusa color theme in Prusament because everything printed on this, except for these 2 parts, because I already had them loaded in a Core 1, are printed on the Core 1L. So I'm reviewing a printer while building a printer. Big brain. Big brain. We're reviewing a printer while building a printer. Because you don't review a printer by printing a bunch of random boring test prints. You actually use the printer properly. Because that way you're actually reviewing the printer. Yeah, I use a handheld iron, I know. Okay, so that's that one. So I can put some in here. Okay. So this one's good. So I only got the 3 there. So this, I do need to put 2 in the bottom. So this is the Polymaker ASA 8 CF or whatever it's called, the CF08 ASA. Oh, that went in beautifully. Okay, so what about the tensioner? How's the tensioner go? Are these going to be annoying to put in too? How the frick? Wait, how does this? Okay, so that's that. Oh, okay, they go in there and there, and then I have one on the top. Okay. So these also have ones you got to side load. That's annoying, but there's one on the top I could put in. Okay. Use the chisel bit on your iron. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I got a generic iron that I'm gonna use. I'm just getting all these ones done right now, so they're done and out of the way, and then we'll do the funky stuff. Canuck creator, does everyone prematurely pre-announce their pre-sales irritate you too? It's marketing. Especially right now with Formnext coming up, like what, in a week? Not even a week. It's next week. Everyone wants you getting into their ecosystem, putting money down, reserving. They want you to get the FOMO. Everyone it's gambling. If you notice how pervasive gambling is in everything now, it's because it works and it makes companies money. So, you know, sign up early, sign up now, put a deposit down now. It's all to incentivize you to put money down on things early so you get locked in, you now have FOMO, you know, everyone's sharing. Congratulations on this Kickstarter from giant company that doesn't need to do Kickstarter. Congratulations on selling $10 million worth of stuff. I helped. It's like, be part of the group, be part of the thing. I don't like it. I don't like it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But I don't like it. Right, where do these guys go? Oh, they go there. Do I gotta put... Oh, good, they go in from the outside. Good, okay. So you go here. You get one. Wait, does one of these not get one? 1, 2, 3. So those are both normal size. Big, 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 little. Okay. Yeah, I'm promising. Yeah, that's another thing too. That's why I don't support Kickstarters. It's like you should be reviewing the printer as it ships to the customer, the day it ships to the customer. Like selling a printer on the promise of multi-material down the line, selling a printer on the promise, oh, you're saving $400 by buying it early because the first few revisions are going to be a buggy mess and it's going to take time for us to sort it out. And we're giving you a little discount to be the guinea pig. Like stuff like that, I don't like. Shouldn't be taking advantage of your customer base like that. So, one on each. No, one doesn't have any. One has 2 and one has 1. Okay, so that's that. Oh, yeah, put one in the handle. Need the handle. How do you like the bong flew beautifully? Like, no joke, the bong flew English. The bong flew beautifully. If you don't know what the bong is, it's the Blue Origin New Glenn. It's a rocket ship that goes to space. Was I supposed to print 2 of these? I think I only printed 1 of these. I might have to reprint something. I think I only printed 1 of these. Uh-oh, spaghettios. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I did not print 9 of these. Okay. So, all of this is now printed. So we need 2 of these, 2 of these, 9 of these. Okay, so I need 9 of these. Set number of instances. I need 8 of these because I've already printed 1. I already printed 1 of these, so we're good, and I already printed 1 of those. Okay, so that's that. It's hot. 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 There we go. Send to connect. Set ready and print now. Go Coral. Carl. So unfortunately, I am going to have to put heat sets in after the fact because I forgot to print a part, or print a couple parts because I didn't realize there were multiple. Something just fell off the ceiling. Or from a heat set or something. There we go. Okay, anything else? Okay, that is that. Okay, so the last thing is I got to put the heat sets in that are annoying to put in. So let's unplug you. No, this little plastic clip came from somewhere and I don't know where. I don't know where this came from. Very odd. Okay. Off. Okay, so put you here. I think I have a normal heat set somewhere. Yes. Here. And I think I have a spade bit for it. Hopefully. I don't think I do. Thought I had got round bits for it. I don't think I can. Oh, you know what I'll do? Here. We're gonna make a bit. Yeah, we're gonna make a bit here because I already have. You don't have a flat side, do you? No. Okay, we're gonna make a bit. We're gonna make a bit here. Yeah, we're gonna make a bit. So I think these are for the one size up, maybe. Okay, so we're good. Okay, I'm good to sacrifice one of these. Okay, we're gonna sacrifice one of these. So, take you off. Okay, so we have this guy is what we're gonna sacrifice. So, take these guys off. Goodbye, brass. that. File. There we go. So now we just have, there's a flat. So we just have a flat. So now I can go in here. And where is it supposed to go? Oh, it's this guy. I can push it down with just the flat side. There we go. Okay. So plug that in. And hopefully I don't make a fool of myself here and burn the crap out of myself too. That would be bad. Oh, these are not the right ones. These are not the right ones. Turbo. There we go. Wait for that to heat up. I'm going to have a drink of my delicious gamer subs. Use a long M3 and pull it through. Oh, that's a good idea. I see. But you still got to heat it up. You still got to heat it up. But using a long M3 to pull it through would probably be a good idea to get it started, or at least use it as a guide. So you got to pull as you heat. How is this even on? Oh. Should probably... Is this hot? Okay, it's hot. I'm like, it's off according to the thing here. Oh, geez, it's at 400. That's way too hot. Jeez, it's hot. That explains that. Okay, so I have a little burn mark in my cutting mat, unfortunately. Oh well. Okay, let's see, how does this work? I mean, it's working. This is going to take a bit, though. There we go. Okay, one. Ah. Yeah. There it goes. Ah. Yeah. Okay. So this is going to take a little bit, unfortunately, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Try not to burn myself on the heat set I just put in. Get it started. Tight. Turn the temperature up a little bit. Let's go to 320. Nice. This is really awkward. But it's working. It's working. It's only 93 heat sets. Is that how many heat sets are in this? 93? Jeez. Wow, that's hot. Do 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 do. Get it down close and pull in the rest. There we go. Oh, I would totally take heat sets over square nuts in a build like this. Thing with heat sets, once they're in, they're in. So the moment you go to do any rebuilding or anything, you don't have to worry about heat sets or square nuts falling out. You also don't have to worry about fitting them in, because with square nuts you have to worry a bit more about print tolerancing. Whereas heat sets, if the prints are a little too big, it don't matter. They'll find their way home. So. So there's pros and cons to both ways, obviously. But okay, putting this back in when it's hot is probably not smart. Probably why I'm not. There we go. A little bit of ISO, cool it down. Side loading a heat set iron like this probably isn't the smartest idea, but that's all we got. Oop, that's a little hot. Yeah, you probably don't want to be side loading a heat set iron like that. It's probably not designed to take side loading forces like that. So you may want to bump the temperatures up a bit so you're not melting so much. And his flash forge already burnt in community fire pit. Oh yeah, we talked about that at the beginning of or near the beginning of the stream. Flash forge PR doing an oopsie whoopsie. That's one of those things you like. Okay, if you know officially your product doesn't support that kind of thing. Okay, cool, whatever. But like the way they went about it is like attacking. Like they just went about it completely the wrong way. Like I can fully understand if they're like, yeah, we don't want our cloud services being used for that. We don't want to be hosting the files, because I understand cloud services. Okay, it's the same reason like on the Voron Discord. And even on my Discord, but the Voron Discord has harsher rules for it. I don't care if you talk about 3D printing pew-pews on my Discord. I really don't care about it. But don't be sharing the files, okay? Because then you're opening up a can of worms when it comes to legality. And like, I don't want to be dealing with that. On the Voron Discord, we just take up the rule that straight up don't talk about it. Like, it's not something we want people talking about. There are plenty of communities that you can already talk about that stuff already that exist, but it's a moderation issue. It's like, we don't want to be dealing with that can of worms, okay? Because 3D printed pew-pews are a can of worms legal-wise, right? We just don't want to be dealing with it. Happy Friday, happy Friday. It's Friday, yeah. And Saturday, Sunday, what? Okay, so that one's done. And now we got to put these in. They should be a bit easier because they are Pet G. So I'm just going to try and YOLO these ones in. There we go. Oh, that works real good. Okay. Taco Friday. Ooh, tacos. What GPU's on the shelf? 8800 GT, delidded. Or not delidded, but like just a PCB. Oh my God, my stupid handshaking is not helping today. And I'm going to be renaming this stream to like part 0 build prep. Because that's what we did today, is build prep for the build. I will say this is working pretty good. And don't forget, we do have a giveaway at the end of stream. We have a spool of filament from Polymaker. We also have a pretty cool power supply from LDO. We're going to be giving one of those away every part of this build series. So, come with pre-terminated harness. I believe so. It's an LDO kit, so I'm assuming it does. LDO kits usually come pretty good with that kind of stuff. Print, build, and go. Print your parts, build the kit, go. There we go. One more. Right, I got both in there. Two. What am I doing for dinner today? I made maple something. It was maple. I can't remember. Maple something pork tenderloins last night with scalloped potatoes for dinner. And I have a ton of leftovers from that, so I'll probably have that for dinner. Nice, quick, and easy. There we go. There we go. Okay. So that is all the heat sets. Huzzah. We're done. One part of the build. Heat sets. Okay. Until I realize I forgot something. What's next? Okay. Press seats as in firmly, ensure they are seated flush with current part surface. Okay, installing the motors. Start by assembling each of the 3 bottoms. Insert the F695 bearing into the lower frame corner. GT2 pulley and the motor with the screw facing towards the motor. Don't tension the screws yet, just attach that using M330s. Okay, so assuming these are the bottoms. So we got 1, 2, 3. These are the tops. Okay. We're going to need the 3 motors. I'm assuming all these motors are the same. So just to double check. Always, we got 4 motors here, but just double check they're all the same motors. Last thing you want is to like have one motor that's specifically for the extruder, and you didn't realize that. So 0.9, 0.9, 0.9. 0.9. I think they're all the same. 2504 Mac, 2504 Mac, 2504 Mac. Yep, they're all the same. All the same. The wire lengths are different, but we can put those in later. And which direction do we attach the wires? It doesn't say. Do the wires face up, down, left, or right? We also need an F695 bearing. Where are the bearings at? Left, right. Okay. So the wires either go on this side here or the opposite. They do not go on the top and they do not go on the bottom. Okay. So. That's gonna be tight. Oh, that's gonna be tight to press in there. Oh, that's beautiful. Not quite. Beautiful. Beautiful. When in doubt, brass punch and a hammer. If you don't have a brass punch and a hammer, get yourself a brass punch and a hammer. They're infinitely useful. Yep. I'm not saying go out buy a $150 dead blow, but you know, you got the money. A Lixie dead blow hammer is a beautiful hammer. Okay, so now we also need our gear, GT2 with the screws facing towards the motor. Don't tension the screws yet. Okay. So we need our drive gears, which are right here. Refresh the page and it's there now. Are you using me as a guinea pig? Am I a guinea pig to ensure that we're building this correctly? Is that all I am to you? Cable notch facing each. This is why I love doing this, by the way. I love doing builds like this. The reason, for those that don't know, whenever we do builds on this channel, we always like follow the manual, and I purposely look for problems. As we build the printer, I am purposely trying to find stuff that's wrong in the manual, or stuff that may catch people. Like that might, like somebody might not realize, like, you know, you assume that the person knows what they're talking about kind of thing. I'm always looking for things to point out, like, oh, this could be better. This is a problem, blah, 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 blah. So this helps. Of course, I'm the guinea pig. Shit, I ain't getting paid for this. Trying to find the little set screws. Little itty bitty set screws. Where are you? You better be in here somewhere. Itty bitty set screws. Actually, where are you, itty bitty set screws? Nope, nope. Power cable, nope. Fans, nope. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, nope. Those are just pulleys. We're gonna need those eventually. So I've got 2 little set screws there. These are some long ass set screws, M316 set screws. Oh, here they are. 6 pieces. There we go. There's the set screws, got it. Empty, empty. Okay. Bad gantry calibration tool, very weird. It's a very good gantry uh-oh. Uh-oh, one went on an adventure. There it is. Okay. So I do like the LDO. It sucks that they don't come like in these already, but they do pre-apply a Loctite to these. So it's really nice that they do that. So you don't have to hunt down Loctite. I mean, you should have Loctite, but if you don't have to worry about it because it comes with Loctite pre-applied. So we're just putting them in loose for now. Might have the manual edit page open in front of me. Okay, so now we just put these on here. Now these are D-lock shafts, so I'm just going to put one just kind of slightly tight, so that way it at least stays on the D-lock. But you're not actually tightening these yet, because I'm assuming we're going to do that later, and the manual says not to. So just going to put these on. Have one just kind of just snug enough so it's engaged with the D-lock, but we can still like adjust it. So you can still move it, but it's on the D-lock. There we go. Okay. So that's that. And then we need M330 by 4. Your garbage, your garbage. M330 by 4, M330 by 4, M330 by 3. M320, M316, M330, 15 of them. And they are, oh, okay. So it is showing button heads here, and these are socket heads, but I don't think it really matters, and I don't see M330 correction, I don't see M330 socket heads anywhere in here. So I'm assuming it don't matter what screw type. It is. So we're gonna use these M330s. But just be aware, it does show an image of socket heads or button heads. So, yeah. Something to pay attention to. Okay, so now we have that bearing in there. We're gonna put that, and we're gonna have our motor come to the right. Why? Because they're all gonna be the same. 2, 3, 4. Get them all started. The generic socket head model. Oh, I know. I'm trying to find something that somebody might get a hang up on. Because somebody might go, shoot, it's showing socket heads here. The kit only came with button heads. Or correct, other way around. The kit came with socket heads. The CAD showing button heads. Because here's the thing, there is a difference between the two. Like you want to use like button heads on where you want more surface contact because the head has more surface area. So you want to use like button heads on like panels, for example. Or technically, like if you just have them flat on plastic, you want to use button heads, not socket heads, because there is more surface area, less likely to crack the part, right? Okay, so that is one lower Z module. I don't know. Cheers. Again, I know you say at the top of the kit or the manual, it's like, oh, assuming you built a printer before, but it's just one of those things that somebody might get hung up on. Somebody might get hung up on. Because there actually might be M330 button heads in here. Or were those M320? Yeah, I could have sworn there was M330 button heads in here. Oh well, doesn't matter. Anyways, one of those things. It just one of those things. Socket head with the thicker head holds more fast. Yeah, so socket head, you could put more torque on it because there's more meat onto the actual Allen key, and it works better, especially like something like this, we're using the ball of the Allen key. So there's that. But also the downside is the socket head, the head itself isn't as wide, okay? So for example, an M3 socket head, at least it is on bigger sizes. I'm assuming it scales down. So this is about 5.45, okay? Now a socket head M3, grab one. Is 5.75, okay? So it's not much, but a socket head has more surface area when it's down. So if you're screwing a plastic part into a plastic part and it's a flat part onto a flat part, this was something I noticed on it was the VZBot. The VZBot, what was the VZBot bed flinger that I built? The little one. shoot, what was that called? That had a lot of button head screws holding flat onto plastic onto the extrusion, and a lot of them were cracking. It was causing the screws to crack. So you would have a printed part, and then you would have your extrusion underneath, and it would just be a screw hole, just a hole. And when you screwed it down, you were cracking the plastic because the socket head was caving the plastic in more over the divot in the extrusion. So you want to use a button head in that case because it's got more surface area. You're less likely to crack the part. Okay, that's 2. And this will be the last thing we do, by the way. This will be the last thing we do because we got 7 minutes left on the stream. And I am hungry. I got the hunger shakes going on right now. Finish. I would like to see the results. I don't know. How's it going? We'll see. I'll go take a look. Anything new? We're still trying to figure out why we're getting crappy layer stacking on the Venture XL. There we go. So that's that one. And then the top is install that. We'll do that next stream because we're getting close to the end of the stream. We got 6 minutes left here. And we got to do 2 giveaways today. So we'll pause it there. Let me clean up everything here so I don't lose anything. Here are all my screws. Where did I put my box? I need my box of things. Get the box. I take the lid off the box. Takes up less room. Deviled eggs to snack on. Ooh, I had Eggos for breakfast. I was gonna make my like egg fried rice. Just cut up a couple pieces of bacon, fry the bacon, then throw some old rice in the bacon grease, fry that up, and then crack a couple eggs in there and mix it all up, and boom, egg fried rice. Easy peasy breakfast. But I think my wife took what I had left of rice to work for lunch, so I didn't do that. So I had Eggos because I was like starving and I was ready to eat, and I didn't have what I needed to cook, so I'm like, screw it, Eggos. Can't go wrong with Eggos. You can't mess up Eggos. I mean, you can mess up Eggos, but it's hard to mess up Eggos. Okay, so that's all that. I will put you down here. We are going to continue with this build tomorrow, for those wondering. Or not tomorrow. Sorry, we're not continuing with this build tomorrow. Tuesday. Tomorrow's just going to be a print and chill stream. Tuesday we'll continue with this build. Eggos? Eggos. You don't know what Eggos are? Here, I use the box to store all the crappy printed parts. Eggos. Lego my Eggo. They're waffles. They're just pre-made waffles that you throw in a toaster. They're just pre-made waffles. Okay, let me check on this. How is this coming along? Let's see, are we having... Okay, this looks like shit. So, it is causing drift. Okay, so something is off then, because both these have the same issue. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, okay, see how, okay, see how this has horrible layer stacking? Okay, I've been playing with settings. They all come out looking like this, roughly. To varying degree, but you see how the layer stacking is crap? It's all over the place. Okay. It looks worse on some of these other cubes. Let me grab a not Nero cube there. Okay, so, but when I printed this cube, which is just a plain 60mm cube, okay, with infill, same slicer settings, this comes out beautiful, okay? We got a little bit of VFAs, but whatever, I don't care. So I tried printing them both at the same time, which is what we're doing right now. And now, this has the same surface finish as this, okay? So yes, as Beep Dog said, we do have multi-part drifting. So, something is shimmying along in my X and Y. Something is not, it's like, what would cause XY deviations that are plus and minus, but they end up coming back to zero? Because it's not like we're layer shifting. It's not like we're not Tokyo drifting off. When you have layer shifts, you have layer shifts. This is just kind of like the print's doing this. Like it's just constantly doing this and this, because it's in the X and the Y. It's in both directions. The only thing I could think of is it could be loose pulley. There are no D shafts. So what I might do, belt's too long. No, what I might do is reach out to Jason, because they might have some big chunky LDO motors. So these motors don't have D shafts. These motors are round. The shaft on them is round. So I'm gonna reach out to Jason, see if they have some big chunky NEMA 17s with a long shaft with D-locks on it, and get all new pulleys and bearings and belt. That's like the only thing I could think of, is like, because the only bearings on here where we have tooth on flat bearing are these two. So swap these two to tooth bearings. I don't think it's the Z. It's not the Z. Because these are smooth, but I don't think these would matter. These would be like minor VFA issues. And then these big stepper motors, replace them with some LDO stepper motors with long shafts with D-lock, and get new drive gears as well. Get some better brand drive gears, I think. And also maybe just replace the belt while I'm at it. So again, I think it's 9mm belt. I think it's 9mm belt on the X and Y and the Z. Yeah, and just replace all the belt. So I think it's too much. The belts are as tight as they go. The belts are as tight as they go. So all motors should handle 48 volts. It's the drivers that can't handle 48 volts. It's the motors are agnostic. Yeah, they're 9mm belts, GT2 belt. They are Gates belts. These are Gates belts. Like, this is Gates belts. Stuck in the belt. I've looked. I've cleaned the belts out. The belts are clean. Like, we're gonna do a little bit of teardown tomorrow, on the stream tomorrow night. So tomorrow night it's gonna be a print and chill and faff about with the Venture XL, and we're gonna do some tearing down. And I don't think I have any extra 9mm pulleys I can swap in. Yeah, I don't think I have spare 9mm pulleys anywhere that I can swap in for the XY. Just to be like, oh, you know, just replace them so they're healthy. Yeah, they're all 6mm. It's all 6mm. Yeah, they're all 6mm. Yeah, everything is 6mm. I don't have 9mm or 10mm pulleys that I could swap in. But we are gonna play around with the XY motion a bit tomorrow, and see what we got. Yeah, we'll see what we got. Something is sloppy when changing directions. It could be. It could be. We're going to tear it apart tomorrow, and we'll do a little inspection. We'll tear it apart tomorrow, do a little bit of inspection of the XY. Dremel flat spot. That is a possibility. That is something I might do. Okay, let's do this giveaway. So we will do the LDO motors giveaway first. So close that. Link to sheet. Great. So this is going to be for the prize of a LDO motors power supply. One of these cool ones right here. We're giving away one of these. It's a 24 volt and 5 volt power supply. So every stream of this build series, we will be giving away one of these. Okay. So Control A, delete B, file save. Let's bring up marbles. Yeah, it's, so if you're wondering what it is, this is it right here. So this will do 275 watts of 24 volt and 25 watts of 5 volt. So you only need one in, and you got two different sets of out, 5 volt out right here and then 24 volt outs here. And so if you're looking for a power supply for a little compact printer build, or it doesn't have to be a printer build. If you need a power supply that does 24 volts and 5 volts, there you go. Okay, so continue. We'll do erase, clear, open. So this is for the LDO random bots. How many people do we have? 255. Play. So this one, there's no hat because this is the LDO. We only do the hat on the polymaker giveaway. A leap to remember. Okay, go. Exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. Like the smash button, ring the bell, and be subscribed to the channel. And hey, it might increase your odds of winning. It might not, but it might. Who knows? Oh, who's in the lead there? Oh, who is that in the lead? Icarus. Don't you be flying too close to the sun there, Icarus. Who's that other ball? Who's that other ball? There's only one named Ball. I don't know. How did I accidentally get rid of the names? Oh, there it is. Alt. Oh, Icarus, Icarus, Icarus with the win. Okay, so Icarus won a spool of filament from Polymaker. So let me just pull up Icarus here. Icarus. Icarus links. You will get an email from Jason. He's going to contact you. So there we go there. So let me pull up. Let me see here. Winner of the PSU. Icarus. Okay, so Icarus, you will get contacted by Jason from LDO in regards to your prize because I don't want to know where you live. So Jason's gonna figure that out. Okay. Publish, no responses. Okay, so let's do the LDO filament prize now. So let me just pull up all the names here. Control A, delete, Control V, file, save, desktop view. So congratulations, Icarus links. Okay. Let me just double check here. Yeah, right Icarus. We only have one Icarus. There we go. Okay. Race menu. Must be tired. Why must I be tired? So now we got 261 people. This is for the spool of filament from Polymaker. 261. Play. LDO filament. Oh, yeah, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. That's what I am. Okay. So how this works, the winner gets a spool of Polymaker filament, but if I pick your ball, you are the luckiest ball in the world because you would also get a free hat if you win. Look at this ball all by themselves. Is this a lucky ball? No, because it's going to be this one right here. Jimberino. You have a funnier name than whoever that other person was. Jimberino, if you win, you get a free hat along with your spool of Polymaker filament. Good luck. Yeah. Icarus, you won the LDO power supply. This is for the Polymaker filament. And sorry, we don't have a Tesla to give away. What is that noise? Oh. Is there teleporters? Oh, there's teleporters. Okay. Ah! Oh, we might have a snipe. We might have a snipe. Who's in the lead? Who's in the lead? Who's in the lead? Kenneth! Come on. Oh! Oh, do we have a snipe? We have a snipe! Zerpocalypse. Zerpocalypse with the snipe. Zerpocalypse. There you go. Sweet. So congratulations, Zerpocalypse. You will get an email from me after the stream ends here. Sorry, I had to shut down that because it was making all these popping noises and it was really annoying. So giveaways, partner giveaway. Today and one spool. There we go. So that's all good there. Oh my God. Hi, I wanted to reach out because we truly believe a collaboration with you would be a great fit. We can provide you with our printer software completely free, and we're happy to sponsor a paid video review. Who are you? Why would I talk to you? Okay, okay. I'm not going to name the company here because I don't think they're a real company and they don't deserve anything. But if like the link you put in your link is companyname.net/source=chatgpt.com. I really don't think a human wrote your email. If you're sending me clanker emails for spam, no. Source chatgpt.com. Yeah, no. Ooh, I can get a company wants to send me a laser engraver. It's always fun. It's always fun getting the random spam emails. It's like, you know what the sad part is? When we get these random spam emails, you occasionally get ones that are like, they just offer you a bunch of money to promote some random shitty product. And it's like, you know, you could tell it's a paid review where say good things and we'll give you a bonus. And it's sad when you see people take it. Because we all get the same emails. So it's really sad when you see the people take the scam email. They take it because of the, you know, don't say it's a review or whatever. It's like, no. You can't get, you shouldn't be being paid for reviews. Okay, so we're going to call it there. Shout out to LDO Motors for, what did I say? Not monetarily. They are, what did I say at the beginning of the stream? They didn't monetarily sponsor the stream. They, shoot. Anyways, cheers to LDO Motors for providing the parts kit that we're using for this build series. I don't have a materially. There we go. Shout out to LDO Motors for materially sponsoring this build series on the Delta Flyer kit. We will be continuing that build series on the Tuesday stream, most likely. If you are interested in getting a Delta Flyer kit for yourself, check out your local friendly LDO reseller. I don't have anyone's linked because they're all awesome and there's dozens of them. So there you go. Also shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we give away this stream and every stream. Links for all of them and more in the video description. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. Some of them, like the Gamer Subs link, use code Canuck, save some money as well. And for those that donate to the channel, give the memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. Again, also a huge shout out to Thomas for the big gifted sub sponsorship there earlier in the stream. That was awesome. It is Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, and I will see you tomorrow night. Goodbye.